Hi, Life Activated. I'm sorry, Activated Entrepreneur. Got mixed up with the groups I was in here. So tonight I have a guest that's going to come on, and her name is Brigitta, and she's going to share how she's doing this business from her 9 to 5, and how she's making it work, how she is working towards her goals, and she's also going to share some tips on how she is successfully doing this and what has made it easier for her to do this. So let me go ahead and add her in. Here she comes. Hi, Brigitta.
Hi.
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can.
Okay, cool. So thanks so much for coming on tonight. I was just telling everybody how you work a 9 to 5, but you're also doing this online business and how you're going to share some tips with, how you're making it work together and everything like that. So I think that that's something that comes up a lot of times with people. They're like, I don't know if I would have time, or how could I do both of them? And so I thought that you would be a perfect person to come on and kind of share your story and your insight.
Yeah. Um, so I just want to share like how I even got started. So I loved taking the products, and my friend, when she first introduced me, she said, "Hey, these are herbs and they help your body work the way God intended." I was like, "Okay, I'm in." So I started feeling a lot better, and I knew that something was going on. My body was activated, and she started explaining the business side. And I was never like, I didn't know anything about online businesses. I didn't seek it out. She just kind of explained, hey, this is an option. And so I actually, when I started, so I wasn't working my 9 to 5, and I just, I got to learn. I got to meet the amazing team. I got to take the time to go through some of the trainings. So I was blessed to have extra time when I started. So then what happened is I went back to my 9 to 5, and that's when it got a little tougher. I had so much freedom before my day. I could go to the beach, I could work on this, I could, work out, make dinner. And then I was back to, working at home, sitting on a computer 9 to 5, and trying to fit this in too. Um, but it is
Mhm.
possible. Obviously, I still do it. So I have to schedule my day more. I have to say, okay, lunchtime, I'm gonna take 30 minutes and I'm gonna reach out to people, or I'm gonna grow my mindset. So it really is possible. You just have to be a lot more intentional in your day, obviously. And one thing about a 9 to 5 that I think I was explaining to Holly when we were talking recently is that a lot of people are now working remotely. So they got a taste of like what it's like being at home, but like not really having that freedom, right? So for me, with my other job, I'm glued to the computer. Like I can't go out, and I can't go to the grocery in the middle of the day. I can't, read a book in the middle of the day. I can't, I don't have kids yet, but, spend time with my kids, like anything like that. You're really like still stuck. Like you got the taste of being home, but you don't have that time freedom. So that's why.
Yeah, so it's like you're logged in because it's like you work from home, you're logged in, but like you have to be logged in because the company you're working for, if your cursor doesn't move, then it's like,
Right,
oh, like your breaks are like really like,
right.
regimented. So, because at first when you were explaining that to me, I was like, what do you mean? Like you like working at home or you don't like I didn't get it at first, and I was like, oh, I get what you're saying. Like you are at home, but you're not really free because
Right.
you're glued to that computer versus this is like it's on your own
Yes,
terms.
yeah. Thank you for clarifying. It's like you're not in the cubicle, but you're still like stuck in that like 9 to 5 grind, right? Like, you don't have that time freedom. You're still kind of locked in of having those set hours. So, thank you for helping me clarify
Yeah.
that. And did you have any? So I kind of gave a brief overview of like why I joined, and do you have any specific questions? Anything else?
Yeah, well, I was just curious too, like you said that you had joined, and I know that you mentioned too that you really like to work out. So like, was there anything in particular that the products help you with, like with your lifestyle?
Yeah,
Like why you
so
started taking them in the first place?
yeah, so I started to be like more natural toxin free a few years ago. So I was excited to be taking something to help my body. But in terms of working out, it's really funny because I didn't realize how these products actually help with working out. And after 3 or 4 months of taking them, I was still working out consistently, but my gym closed. So I was working out at home, but doing workouts that were just as intense, and I wasn't getting sore. I seriously said to my friend, I was like, am I doing my workouts wrong? Like, what is going on? But I wasn't getting the lactic acid buildup. Like, my glutathione's going better. So it was really cool to see that. Like, I honestly thought like I was doing something wrong, but like I just was witnessing the products like working and helping my muscles, which was really awesome. So yeah.
That's amazing. That's really cool. Yeah, because, if you take a break for any amount of time and then you have to get back into it, it's like, the first couple weeks, you're like, oh my gosh, my legs or, my stomach, like it's killing me. So that's really cool. That's a really nice perk. So, definitely sounds like it makes your body stronger and, like she said, work better like it's intended to. So, that's awesome. So, can you tell us maybe one thing that you like to do, that a tip that is helpful for somebody? Maybe somebody's watching and they're like, well, I do have a 9 to 5 and I'd like to do this. But is there something that they could take away today where you could say, hey, if you do this every day, it's really going to help you succeed? What would that be?
So I did already touch on this a little bit before, but really, like I said, being very intentional with your day. Like I have a planner and I sit out either a week ahead or the night before and just say, okay, so 7:30, like I'm praying, like 8 o'clock, I'm starting my day job. Noon, I'm gonna do 30 minutes, like a post on social media. And I know our team likes to talk about a power hour too. So later in the day I'll schedule like after dinner, like okay, this is a specific power hour to only do like business stuff. And yeah, it can be tough, but you really just have to, like, I don't waste my time on social media just scrolling anymore. I actually spend less time now. I get this question a lot. They're like, oh, like, well, it's so much time. Like, no, I'm actually spending way less time on social media because during that 30-minute lunch break, I'm specifically planning out my business stuff, if that makes sense. So yeah,
Yeah.
really planning, being intentional, doing like a power hour where you're really focused and getting stuff done instead of just, mindlessly scrolling on social media.
Yeah, that's a really good point because social media can just be like a life suck. It can kind of suck you in and you're scrolling, but like you said, like using it with intention, that's a really good thing. Really with your time and just to keep it like, laser focused when you're on social media, you're using it with intention. So that's really, really smart. It's a really great tip. I think it's helpful for a lot of people to hear that. I know it is for me. So yeah, well, thanks for coming on and just, sharing your insight, sharing how the products have blessed you and now the business. It's really awesome. I know we got to meet last year and you're super kind and sweet and I love this team because it's just filled with really great people. So I thanks for coming on and doing this tonight.
Thank you for
It was really
calling.
nice.
Yeah.
So and guys, I gotta say too, if you're watching and you're like, well, hey, I think I'm interested in something like this, or maybe you're in a position where you'd like to add a second stream of income and you enjoy wellness, then reach out to Brigitta. If you know Brigitta, if you know me, then reach out to me and we can get you plugged into a really great workshop that's coming up either tomorrow night or we also have one Thursday night. It's a really great opportunity workshop where it kind of just goes over a little bit more detail how we do this and how it works. And so, yeah, that's an opportunity that's available to you if you're interested. So just drop a comment below or get in touch with one of us and we'll definitely get you plugged in. So thanks, Brigitta, so much for coming on. And we're going to get off here, guys. So have a good night,
Bye.
everybody. We'll see you
Thank
later.
you.
Bye. Yep.